everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone. I hope you're checking out 1 hour of 5 Yard Rush, one of the best podcasts on NFL football in the UK.
Good afternoon, Rush Nation. Happy Thanksgiving. I've had a bit of a tech nightmare. So I've actually recorded this show. I recorded it this morning, and then I recorded it a second time because I wasn't happy with the initial cut. It was sort of a big void in the middle of the audio. I don't really know why. If the mic kind of cut off, it switched off, it muted. I don't know. So I was like, okay, I can't use that. So I went and re-recorded it, and the file was corrupted. It seems to me that the world does not want me to record this special. The problem now I have is that the games start very soon, and I don't have the time to do the entire Bible segment that I will do. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to do the 4 games that are this weekend, or tonight and tomorrow, now in the form of a Bible. Then I'm going to pull up my rankings just talk through them really at a top level, just so that you can set your lineups. You're probably going to be time bound, make this really difficult to do before the 5:30 game, but for at least for the other games tonight, so you can get those out and ready. And then tomorrow I'll do a Bible on the remaining 12 games that will follow and track. So that's going to be the best way, I think, because and I've got to hope this gets out, because good old tech gremlins, it's been pretty awful. Apologies for not doing this last week as well. The schedule's just been absolutely brutal for me at the moment. So let's quickly cover this off. 4 games, 3 games today, 1 game tomorrow. Lions v Bears. Lions are favored by 9.5, over under 47.5. Both of those feel right. I feel like this is a really good line. I feel like the Lions will be hyper efficient. They'll control this with the run. They will put up really efficient lines, but nothing too overly extravagantly spectacular. We're waiting on the injury fitness on David Montgomery. Still waiting to confirm if he will play. So I'm going to go with the assumption that he is. Jared Goff is my quarterback 13 this week. Caleb Williams is all the way down at 22. In terms of the DST, the running backs, Dibbs is at 6. I think he'll get a higher workload. Montgomery's at 21. Swift is at running back 27 this week. These are half-point PPR rankings, by the way. Amon-Ra St. Brown is my wide receiver 4, but he has got a questionable tag. I think he'll be fine. Roman Dunze is my leading Chicago receiver. He's getting all the targets at the moment. He's at 27. Jameson Williams is at 31. DJ Moore, 38. Keenan Allen is all the way down at 52. As for tight ends, in this one, Sam Laporta, semi-viable. He's at 13. Don't expect a high ceiling from him this week. Detroit Lions are my DST 7. Don't like Chicago this week for DST. I've got them pretty low at 31. And then Jake Bates is my kicker 2, so you can definitely start him this week. Wouldn't start Cairo Santos. We got Cowboys v Giants. That's the next game. Clash of the Titans. You've got Cooper Rush v Drew Lock in primetime TV. Over under the lowest of the week at 37.5. Cowboys favored by 3.5. I think the Cowboys are much better than 3.5 here. I think they're going to dominate this game. I watched the Giants last week and they were absolutely awful. And now they've got Drew Lock in there. I don't have any more confidence in them. Cooper Rush at quarterback 26. Drew Lock at quarterback 31 this week. Don't like either, really. But I do think Cooper Rush could put a half-decent game together. But I do think the running game will go well for them. Rico Dowdle is at 18. Tyron Tracy is at 23. Both of those are starting options this week in what will be a very low-scoring game. CeeDee Lamb's at 8. I just think that they'll get the points early, massage the game out, and I don't think he'll be seen in garbage time. Malik Neighbors is at 14. Wan'Dale Robinson down at 55. He's got a really tough assignment this week. Theo Johnson's an interesting one if you want some upside. He's at 21. I think he could get some catches over the middle. Schoonmaker's at 26. Don't think he's going to be needed this week at all. No Jake Ferguson. He is out this week. And then the Dallas Cowboys are DST 6 for me. You can feel pretty good starting them in this one. Brandon Aubrey is my kicker 5. So feel pretty good about that and where I am with that game. Packers, Dolphins. Packers favored by 3.5, over under 47.5. I think Vegas got this one dead wrong. I think that the Dolphins match up brilliantly with the Packers. They run the ball well, which the Packers have struggled with for the last few years, including the season. I think they've got the deep threat so they can target the corners. I think they're hyper efficient. I think they do that sort of short to intermediate passing range really, really well with Tyreek Hill and Jonnu Smith getting heavily involved there, which I know the Packers struggle to contain. I just think that this game is just not suited to Jordan Love, who has got no Romeo Dobbs. You know, their keys to victory will be running the football. They'll do all right with that, but I don't know how over the top they'll be with it. The deep ball threat is Christian Watson. He's going to be nullified by Jalen Ramsey, in my opinion, so I don't love that matchup. And then trying to get the short intermediate throws into like Tucker Kraft, it's not gone well the last few weeks. So I'm a bit skeptical here for Green Bay in that betting line. I have Jordan Love at 17. I have Tua Tagovailoa at 18 in my QB rankings. Fine for Superflex, staying away from them in a 1 QB league. As for the running backs, I have Devon Chan at 12, Josh Jacobs at 14. I'm not starting Raheem Mostert. He's at 53 in this one. And then as for my receivers, I've got Tyreek Hill at 18, Jaden Reed at 24, Jalen Waddle at 44, Dontayvion Wicks at 48, and Christian Watson at 50. So, that's kind of where I'm feeling. It kind of marries up with what I've been saying. And Tucker Kraft has kind of got off the boil the last few games, so he is all the way down at 18 for me. Jonnu Smith is my tight end 7 on the week. And I actually think the Miami D is pretty viable this week. I've got Miami all the way up at 14. Green Bay just below them at 16. And then as it comes to the kickers this week, I have Sanders at 15 and McManus at 12 this week. All right, I'll do the Friday night game, which is Chiefs-Raiders. And then I'll pull up the rankings and we'll get this one out so that you can start to access this and get some views on it and get this ready for your lineups. Chiefs Raiders. Chiefs are ready by favored by 13.5 and over under of 42. Sorry, just got a late message there. Chiefs Raiders. Chiefs by 13, 42.5. Philly's right. It's basically telling you it's going to be a 27-14 game. That feels good. Chiefs just haven't really been blowing anyone out, including the bad opponents. They've actually let bad opponents hang in games like Carolina last week. So I've seen a lot of rankings where it has Mahomes at 4, given the defense he's up against. You're like, that's fine, but he's not done it against anybody this season. He's got the lowest completed air yard or average completed air yards this season. He's got the lowest aggressiveness of the season. His depth of target is around one of the lowest of the season. I'm not buying that this is going to be a great revolution overnight. So for me, it's really simple. I've got him at 10, and that's high for me, just because of the offense, the defense that he's playing. No Gardner Minshew, he's out for the season, so it's Aiden O'Connell this week. He's at 30. I just don't have any faith in Aiden O'Connell putting up significant points and troubling this defense in any way. Isaiah Pacheco is my leading running back. He's at 26, but I think he's going to split carries on his return. I've left Alexander Mattison out of my rankings right now. We'll see what happens overnight. So at the moment, Samir Abdullah, he's at 28. Kareem Hunt's at 37. And then as for the receivers in this one, I actually really like the matchup here for DeAndre Hopkins. He's at 21 this week. He finished the wide receiver 16 last week. So I do like that one. Jacoby Myers had 15 targets and 10 receptions. He's not going to have that this week. He is down at 32 for me. I could move him a bit lower. I haven't decided yet. Xavier Worthy is at 54. As for tight ends, the two best tight ends in football right now, they're ranked 1 and 2 in this game. But also, sneakily, Noah Gray, a lot of people picked him up this week after his recent performances. He's at tight end 15. He's definitely viable and has upside unlike anyone else in that range. Kansas City Chiefs DST on my DST1 this week. No Brandon Schaefer. Spencer Schrader. He is highly questionable, unlikely to go. So Matthew Wright's at 22. I'm just worried that he's not going to get many opportunities here. I think it'll be a chip shot field goal and a few extra points, and that'll be it. So that's why he is where he is. But he does carry upside if the Chiefs do manage to turn it on. So I think his ranking's a little bit false, but if you want to chase upside, that is probably the way to go. Right, let's quickly get into the rankings for the week. This is where I currently have everyone. I'll just do the top 18 quarterback, top 24 at running back and wide receiver, and then top 12 at tight end, top 12 at DST, top 12 at kicker as they stand, and then I'll do the Bible tomorrow. So Shane Daniels at 1, Lamar Jackson at 2, Jalen Hurts at 3, Josh Allen at 4, Joe Burrow at 5, Justin Herbert at 6, Bo Nix at 7, Anthony Richardson at 8, Baker Mayfield at 9, Patrick Mahomes at 10, CJ Stroud at 11, Sam Donald at 12, Jared Goff at 13, Matthew Stafford at 14, Geno Smith 15, Kyler Murray 16, Jordan Love 17, Tua Tagovailoa is at 18. Now on the screen, do feel free to use the view them at YouTube and the YouTube video. You can see them there. As for the running backs, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, Chase Brown, Kyren Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker Jr., Chuba Hubbard, Breece Hall, Aaron Jones, Devon Achane completes the top 12, and Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Bucky Irving, Rico Dowdle, James Cook, James Conner, David Montgomery, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyrone Tracy, Gus Edwards. That's my top 24. Excuse me. Wide receivers, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins, A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, Cortland Sutton, Lab McConkey, George Pickens, T. Higgins is my top 12. And then Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Calvin Ridley, Darnell Mooney, Tyreek Hill, Zay Flowers, Brian Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, Juwan Jennings, Jaden Reed, my top 24. I might as well go to 36. DK Metcalf, Tank Dell, Roma Dunze, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Marcus Valdez-Scantlin's at 30. Jameson Williams, Jacoby Myers, Jordan Addison, Michael Pittman, Devontae Smith, Jackson Smith, and Jake Brown. And 37 is Garrett Wilson. And then tight ends. Travis Kelce is at 1, Brock Bowers at 2, Trey McBride, Taysom Hill, Evan Ingram, David Njoku, Jonnu Smith, TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle, Zach Ertz, Will Disley, Hunter Henry to make up my top 12. My DSTs, Kansas City, Houston, Denver, Tampa Bay, Washington, Dallas, Detroit, Minnesota, Seattle, Buffalo, Indianapolis, and the Steelers. And rounding off the kickers, top 12 kickers this week, Cameron Dicker, Jake Bates, Chase McLaughlin, Kyrie Fairbairn, Brandon Aubrey, Chris Boswell, Will Lutz, Justin Tucker, Tyler Bass, Parker Romo, Jake Elliott, and then Brandon McManus. That's my rankings as of now. They might change overnight tomorrow. So when I do the Bible tomorrow, I'll break it down as per normal, and you can go through all of those. So hope that makes a lot of sense. Before I get this one out quickly, apologies for the gremlins. I had a really good show. The second take of this was phenomenal. There was a lot of really good stats in there, but I'm just conscious it's got to get out now. I'm so sorry that the file corrupted, but apologies. I'll do a good deep dive tomorrow. Good luck. Enjoy Turkey Day. And don't forget, as always, Rush Nation, keep rushing.